extraterrestrial or interdimensional. Hello again. Thank you for being here with me once more. I hope you are very well today. I am Marie. Hello, welcome to my channel. This information can be seen as science fiction, or as the viewer sees best, and I post it for entertainment purposes only. Still, I take my information very seriously, and for whoever has eyes to see. I am writing this on the morning of October 16, 2024. One of the most recurring topics among UFO and extraterrestrial research groups is the heated debate that all the phenomenology associated with aliens in general may not be coming from off-planet, but between dimensions. This debate is also very popular in the flat globe community, as it serves their interests to validate their squashed world view. As I may have said before, the flat globe movement is being generated by the intelligence community that belongs to three-letter agencies, as part of a confusion program, as the CIA Director William Casey openly said, and I quote, "We will know our disinformation program is complete when everything the American public believes is false." Of course, you must know that such a disinformation program does not stop at the borders of the United States. Its influence and interests are worldwide and part of the New Globe Mandate. From my point of view, that squashed globe agenda also serves to discredit all things extraterrestrial, because if there is no space, then there are no other planets and no other civilizations. With this, limiting the influence and the guidance of all the non-human positive star races who do their best to help humanity in every way possible. I know this is a very complicated situation, because as we all know, on one side they discredit everything extraterrestrial, and on the other, they are also pushing the same subject for more of their confusion agendas, and to prepare the public for the possible implementation of a false alien invasion, which would also serve them to establish their new globe mandate. And to finish with the squashed globe, let me see out my window. Yep, it is still round, just like the last time I checked. Note to squashed globus, I'm not bashing, I celebrate your need to question everything the establishment imposes, and to make people think for once, and not blindly follow the media and the official version of things. And, yes of course, all the space agencies are lying and using CGI and other tricks. Yes they are, that is undeniable, it's just that things are also being manipulated there with the squashed globe movement as well. But coming back to the main subject of this video, notice the stubborn duality mentality of all those people, as they are pushing the idea that all things associated with extraterrestrials should be either from off-planet or interdimensional, meaning as part of the same planet, but pertaining to more paranormal reasons. It is always one thing or the other with those people, or so I feel, as if they were incapable of seeing that all that phenomenology may be both extraterrestrial and interdimensional. But how do extraterrestrials see this subject? For Taygeteanos, among countless other star races, there are no densities and no dimensions, as those are purely human concepts. As I see and understand things, there are no existential realms either, as all that is considered reality is only the result of the strong beliefs and attachments to those ideas of each being with a soul. Where what each sentient soul experiments as its outside world is only the direct reflection of who that sentient being is, therefore, there is no outside world, as it is only the product of what we have previously learnt, what we make of it, our interpretation, and our perception. As I have said before, the only thing that would define an existential realm is the perception and interpretation agreements between two or more souls, where they decide to experience reality in more or less the same way, as those souls are united by their similar, yet never identical, ideas. Therefore there is never an external reality to experience, as being inside one is only an illusion, and this extends to densities and dimensions as well, as the differences between one and another are only subjective, and based on the perception and awareness level and capacity of each sentient soul with high consciousness. This means that it is the creatures with a soul who decide what an existential realm is, and this goes for both individual realities and also those created by a community of like-minded individuals with more or less the same perception and ideas. Therefore, there is no way to define a density, as it would only depend on the perception range and capacity of awareness of each consciousness. This goes for dimensions as well, and although they may be a little difficult to define, they are also the result of the perception capacity of each individual sentient soul, where the more perception capacity it has, the more dimensions it can perceive and understand. So, yet again, everything is being generated by the sentient beings who are manifesting their illusory external reality, as the result of experiencing themselves. Now, let's move this to outer space. There are billions upon billions of stars and planets out there, where at least most of them hold life, being that life is the norm in the universe, and not the exception. Some of those life forms are more isolated than others, including highly intelligent creatures, many of which have developed complex social structures and civilizations, most of which remain isolated from the general galactic community, especially those who haven't yet developed space travel. It is perfectly obvious and logical to assume that their awareness and their interpretation of reality would differ a lot from ours, and from the rest of the galactic community who are connected and have been so for a very long time, through faster-than-light space travel, and high-speed, real-time, muon communication technology. This would mean that those isolated highly conscious creatures have created their reality, and therefore live in their own density. When the perception agreements between sentient creatures differ enough, then they will effectively be in another dimension and density. If they can still notice one another, then there is still one or another agreement point of perception where they concur. And of course, it is all being generated by the ideas of a consciousness, of a sentient soul, and those ideas are vibrations, therefore all densities and dimensions are the results of the vibrations that shaped and generated them. With all this, I can easily conclude that all extraterrestrials are also interdimensional, yet some are more than others as compared to Earth, and as compared to the galactic awareness average, which is the result of the interactions between all those species, by using large organizations such as the Galactic Federation, as a bridge and as a method to uniform and synchronize the consciousness of its members into generating more or less the same perceived reality. Because, as I have said before, there is a lot more of the same matrix on Earth, outside in space. So, is all the phenomenology associated with aliens, interdimensional or extraterrestrial? It will always be both, yet some are more than others, only depending on the degree of isolation one or another culture may have, and how different they have learned to perceive their reality. But we must also take into account that I am not only talking about physical isolation here, because even while apart, if two or more of those communities belong to the same species, like Lyrians for example, then their perception would be similar, as they already share the same basic body, and therefore they will generate an external reality that is also similar to one another. This is without mentioning the very real, extended and species-wide, collective unconscious, which would immediately share, distribute and equalize ideas and perceptions among all the members of the same species, and also with other species who share the same perception range and ideas. Even among ourselves, As we move into another physical environment, within our own perception and awareness range, we do start to move into another density, simply because our interpretation of the illusory external reality has shifted, and this is easy to experience with space travel, yet I'm sure every one of you can experience something similar when moving from a big city to a wide and peaceful desert, for example. Again, it is the idea that you are still in the same realm, which convinces you that you are still in it, for example in the material world of the living, but this may not necessarily be so from a more expanded point of view. And then there is another aspect of all these extraterrestrials being interdimensional or not, and it is that, just about all who have mastered space travel use technology that in essence, is moving the ship and its contents through densities and dimensions. So, those would be also artificially interdimensional, by the use of their faster-than-light spacecraft technology. And to complicate things even more, some physical creatures can jump interdimensionally, without needing any technology, using mind power alone. There will always be an existential realm for each sentient soul. It only depends on you, and you alone, to generate something horrible or something beautiful. This will be all for today. As always, thank you for watching my video, and for liking, sharing, and subscribing for more. It helps this channel grow a lot. And I hope to see you here next time. With much love and appreciation, your friend, Marie Swaruu.